An interim leader will soon be the head of the universities of Wisconsin, just over a month after President Jay Rothman was fired. UW Superior Chancellor Renee Watcher has been named interim system president. She starts May 18th and will serve until a new president is hired, which is expected to be later this year. Watcher has led UW Superior since 2011 and is the most senior of the system's 13 chancellors. Regents President Amy Bogost has also named a 25-member search committee to look for the system's next permanent leader.